Good evening, everyone. Who's on tonight? Hi, Marlene. Marisa. Hello. Hello. Hi, Beth. Hello, Marilla. Hello, Carol. How are you today? Doing good. Good. How about you? Doing good. Doing well. Who else is on? Carla is on. Hello, Carla. How are you today? Yeah, just fine on this beautiful day, thanks. How about you? Doing great, thank you, on this beautiful day. Who else? Who else is there? Hello, Marlene, from the NASDAQ. Us from the Natural State. Who is that? It's Roberta from Arkansas. Oh my God. Do you know, it's been so long since I heard your voice, I almost forgot. It's so nice to hear you. Well, thank you. How are you today? I'm better. And you? Good. Good. So good to hear your voice, honey. So good to hear you. Thank you. Yeah. Who else is there? There you go. Well, I think I'm going to start, and then we'll be listening to a lot of other beats. I just want to say good evening, everyone. Welcome to Dr. Dees Weekly Sunrider Call. This is Marlene Oliver, and along with my husband, Richard, Maureen Stopper, and Melina Stopper Crabtree, we'll be sharing some of our favorite available Sunrider products that help us to feel calm and protected. So that's going to be our goal for this evening. I just want to remind everyone this is an informal, interactive call. So please feel free to share your experiences. I know that it's always so helpful for everyone. I think we always can learn something new from each other. I want to just remind everyone, like we do every week, please take a few seconds to mute your phone if you have a mute button, or click *6 to mute. And then if you want to unmute and speak, just click *6 again. And this really helps to eliminate any background noise for the recording, but also sometimes it's hard to hear some of our speakers if there's a lot of background noise. So we really do appreciate it. Everyone, please just take an extra few seconds, look at your phone. I know some of you might be driving and you might forget, or you're making dinner and walk away from the phone. So everyone, if you can hear my voice, please take a few seconds and mute your phone. Okay, wonderful. It's very quiet. I think you all can hear, so that's wonderful. So again, this is Marlene, and I want to just tell you all, first of all, that Dr. Dees, she sends her love to everyone, and she really appreciates how we all get together here and, and able to share our experiences. So tonight, I just want to say that I was really thinking about how appreciative I am that Sunrider takes a holistic approach toward health and well-being. Something I really didn't understand that much when I was younger, or actually when I first started with Sunrider, really over 30 years ago. So holistic means, for any of you who might be new to the concept, it's about encompassing the whole of a thing, not just the parts. And holistic medicine looks at the whole person for answers, not just at a physical symptom, and try to treat that, but to treat someone as mind and body, and really focusing on the whole person, not just what that person, how they might be feeling, or in a way might be sick. So this is a really wonderful way to look at our life. And so that's what holistic means in general, but what is holistic nutrition? So that's all about eating healthy foods as close to its natural state as possible for optimum health and well-being. And this is what I love about Sunrider Foods, because it's all about that, all about keeping food towards its natural state. And I especially love that Sunrider is actually a variety of whole foods. So it's not just one food that does everything for your body, but it's actually a variety. And Sunrider states that your body is designed to be nourished by a wide variety of whole foods, not chemicals. Sunrider believes that there's no perfect food or ingredient, and too much or too little of anything can really unbalance your body. So your optimal health requires a vital, live variety of foods and nutrients, and you really can find them with the Sunrider products. I also love that Sunrider products maximize your body's absorption of concentrated nutrients from the whole food by preserving the integrity of their goodness with the proprietary extraction and concentration process. So even though it does go through a process, it really keeps all of these foods in its live state and therefore can nourish our bodies in an amazing way. It's just in a more convenient way, and also because of the concentration, the benefits we get are so superior from anything you could get in your everyday eating. So holistic living really is about being proactive, and it's about observing ourselves and our lives, all of ourselves, and creating a lifestyle that nourishes us as a whole, body, mind, and soul. And here are some of the benefits of doing that. And it might look different for everyone of how they live a holistic life, but we do know that Sunrider does provide so much of that for us in their food. So what are the benefits of holistic living? Improved overall physical health, sustained and balanced emotions, reduced levels of stress, depression, and anxiety, relief of chronic pain, boosted performance and productivity, enhanced understanding of our environment, communities, and the world as a whole, and improved desire for personal growth. So those are some of the benefits of holistic living. So if we know a lot of Sunrider products are not quite available yet, but we diligently look every day to see what is it that is available that we can use for ourselves and also be able to share with other people in ways that can still help people while we're waiting for our favorite products. So Melina's going to start with one of her favorites that I'm sure is favorite of so many of ours, that is really going to help all of us to have that sense of calm. So Melina, you want to begin?
Hi, everyone. It's so good to be on and talk about one of my favorite products, which is Dees. And I love the fact that I can speak to Dees, and it eases all my nervous system, and it's very soothing. It helps me calm and clear the mind, and it really helps if there's any restlessness or sleeplessness. If I wake up in the middle of the night and can't get back to sleep, I can take Dees, and it rests the mind, which is what I really need when we tend to overthink at night. That helps us really just calm the mind again and have that mental clarity even during the day. So the valerian root is really what is alleviating a lot of that nervous tension that we get, that's hard for us to get back to sleep. So it also relieves congestion and muscle spasms, which are common at night. So I'm so glad I have that in the Dees. And it also has something called Sephoria japonica, which is a really good antioxidant, and it supports the circulatory system. So it really helps support the healthy blood pressure, which is really important. And my daughter, she's in high school, and sleep patterns are very different for teenagers. So when she goes to bed, she takes the E, but she also takes it while she's studying because it really helps calm the mind, and it just helps her really get through and have that concentration she needs. So we love having the E's, and I send it with her when she goes on trips, and it helps really calm her and help her sleep. So I'm really grateful that we have the E's.
Oh, thank you, Melina. That's fantastic. And I also love some of the things it says on the fact sheet that, you know, if anyone who might be concerned, it has no stimulants and no artificial ingredients, that this is absolutely safe for children for all ages. And it is amazing all the benefits that this one product has. As Melina, you were mentioning, and with the performance, the clarity, and it can be for any age, whether it's managing stress or just you just want a little help to fall asleep at night. But it's not something that really causes drowsiness, but just gives you a mental calmness that helps you to sleep. So I agree. I take these before I go to bed every single night. I think that product is fantastic. So does anyone have any questions for Melina here, or anyone that wants to share any testimony with us?
Hi, this is Annie from Phoenix, and years ago, when I was at a Sunrider convention, and somebody had a baby on their hip, and this baby was just sucking on its bottle, and I could tell that it had something Sunrider in it. And so I asked the mother, and the child was just so calm and just looking around and just noticing everything. And I asked the mother, I said, what do you have in the baby bottle? And she said, E. And I said, really? Because, man, that stuff, you open up the lid and it just smells like dirty, stinky socks. And it's just how messed up our taste buds are. But if you are starting children on things that are good for them, that they have a taste for it, they're not turned off by it. But that child was so calm and just looking around and enjoying there was a lot going on, and it wasn't freaking out or whining or crying or anything. So it's something good that you can give your children and yourself during the day, as well as using it to get sleep.
Oh gosh, thank you, Sandy. Thank you so much. I love that story. How common the smell. I was giving it to somebody one time and they mentioned the smell. I said, hey, just hold your nose and just take it down because it works. Right. Thank you, Sandy. Anyone else have anything to share or questions?
This is Mark.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
I'm doing very good, thank you.
Good.
I'd like those people to know something that is going to maybe cover a little bit more than he, but that's all right. The 1st of August, I've been with Sunrider for 1 year now. I'm a 75-year-old Vietnam veteran, and I'm recovering from my 3rd stroke thanks to Agent Orange in Vietnam. I've been on holistic nutrition and medicine for over 50 years. But after the stroke and the process of trying to recover, it gave me a lot of deficits and a lot of trouble, and I have now 35 medications in the nursing home, which I knew that was probably going to kill me. That's now said. But I have tried just about everything to recover. When a year ago, Sunrider, when I was introduced to that, I started doing detox, salad, winery, powder, and a variety of Sunrider products. I take these at night along with Congo and 2 or 3 others. We're going to get into some other times. But in a little over a year, I have basically minutes in my ear has been reduced by 90%. The tremors that are the result from all the medication and the stroke have been reduced by 95%. And the spasm, the involuntary muscle movement, reduced by 80%. neuropathy, pain, sensation reduced by 85%. Overall body pain reduced by about 85%. 100 milligrams less Sunrider every day. I sleep now instead of 2 or 3 hours, I sleep 6 to 7 hours every night. My prostate health has been improved by about 85%. In the last 11 months, I have not gone into ATM once, and I was doing it multiple times a day. I can't tell you what a fantastic program of whatever you choose to use in Sunrider to get these kinds of results. For me, is life-saving, literally life-saving.
Oh, Mark, I have to tell you, I love hearing your story every time because you are so inspirational, and I love how you actually give your percentages of how you have improved in such a short amount of time. And I think I say this every time you come on. If I wasn't already using Sunrider and I heard you, I would be calling right away and starting to order those products. Oh, I so appreciate all of your information. And yeah, so we are discussing in particular ease tonight, but Mark was also talking about our basic products, our NBC products, the New Plus, the Cali, and the Quinery. And those products, just keep looking for them. They'll be available shortly. And after hearing Mark, I'm sure everyone is also excited about using those products too. So does anyone else have any questions for Mark or anything else they want to add regarding ease tonight? Thank you so much, Mark.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Yes. Anyone else have any other ease testimony? Okay, so also just as a reminder, as everyone was saying, that the ease, it's not just to help you to sleep at night, but we use it during the day for calmness, and it works amazingly. And just as a reminder, these are foods, so you can actually eat a couple of capsules 2 to 3 times a day. If you need extra, you can use extra, because there's no side effects or anything that will interfere with anything else you're doing. It is absolutely a fantastic product. So I think we will move on if no one else has anything else they want to say about ease. Let's bring Maureen on. Maureen, what are you going to share tonight?
Hi, Marlene. Well, yes, ease is fantastic. I eat ease before I give a Reiki client Reiki. And, you know, it's the idea of nourishing, taking care of you before you do something for someone else. So every time I think of the best way I can present myself to a client, to help a client, I think of drop joining, but the ease really is very calming to the whole body, nourishing that central nervous system. I love it, and I love what Marlena had to say about it as well. And Mark, that was very, I was writing so fast, the broken pencil slid. Anyway, Marlene and I actually met through my husband, because my husband met Marlene at an airport. Oh, it had to be 30 years ago. And he came home and he said, I think I may have found the company that you've been looking for. I know what you're looking for better health for our family, and knew I would love to have a business of my own. So we met with Marlene and Richard, just had the best time, and have become very, very close friends. We love Sunrider, everything about it. I was listening to the news today to hear that there's a company out there that they have a recall on products because of a chemical they were using to clean the machines, and I immediately thought of the cleanliness that Sunrider goes through, the vegetable rinse, and everything that they do to protect us, to protect the product. So many years ago, it was important for me to not only look for foods that were going to nourish, but safe for my family as well. So here we are 30 years later, and one of my favorite products is the Olin Protective Moisturizer, the broad spectrum SPF 30. I love it now more than because here's something working. I love this in the summertime. I've been using this. I love it. It hydrates, it nourishes, and also repairs and then protects the skin so well. And it's mineral based. And that just simply means that instead of chemicals, they're using the zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. And those are all minerals derived from the earth. So when we're applying it topically in a sunscreen formula, that is what blocks UVA and UVB radiation from being absorbed into your skin. And that's just a wonderful brush extra sunscreen. Could everybody make sure that they are on mute? Thank you. So the reason that this is important, and I want to bring this out tonight, is because our skin absorbs. So whatever our skin is absorbing, it's going into our body. So important. And so important for children. So as this absorbs seamlessly, there's no greasy residue, it's not harmful in any way, enriched with nourishing botanicals, and infused with the age-defying antioxidants. That's a product. I love that we have the alkaline base, we have this antioxidant, and our vegetable-derived squalene works on the skin types, on all skin types. So it's helping to hydrate and protect the skin. It's fighting wrinkle formation and preventing the premature aging of the skin. You know what that's like? We all look down at our arms in the middle of the summer and say, wow, my skin looks so dry. Well, I find by using this, I'm getting that wonderful nourishment, and I can see the repair happening. The other ingredient, avocado oil, and that penetrates. It's a plant oil, obviously derived from the avocado oil, and it promotes the softness and the pumping hydration of the skin. And tocopherol acetate, that's a stable form of vitamin E. And that's a very powerful antioxidant which combats the free radicals. And that helps protect the skin from harmful UV rays. And this is just so good at skin conditioning, all the benefits that we receive. And you can apply it liberally 30 minutes before sun exposure. And then if you're swimming, 40 minutes after swimming or sweating. And at least every 2 hours if you're going to be out all day. So a wonderful, wonderful Woodland Protective Moisturizer, broad spectrum SPF 30 for all of us to be using every day. Marlene?
Oh, thank you. I love that. Fantastic product. And we know that all of Sunrider's sunscreen products are safe and very protective, and they all actually help to moisturize the skin while it's protecting it. So I love that. And it is so important what you said about anything we put on our skin, the body absorbs, and we don't want to absorb any kind of negative product. So does anyone have any questions for Maureen or any testimony regarding that product? Marlene, this is Roberta. Hello, Roberta. And I love that Maureen mentioned that direct quickly absorbed into the skin. And as a functional medicine practitioner, it only takes 26 seconds for whatever you put on your skin to be absorbed into your bloodstream. So what I appreciate about Sunrider is that everything, including our skincare, is actually food grade. So if you're not willing, if whatever you're going to put on your skin, you're not willing to eat, don't put it on your skin. I love that. Oh, Bert, that is fantastic. Did you say 26 seconds? Yes. Wow, to get into our bloodstream. Now that's a great visual there. And wow, thank you for your expertise in this, Roberta. And anyone have any questions for Roberta or Maureen? I have a comment. Maria mentioned about a company having a toxin in their product because of the cleaning products they were using. And years ago, I remember when Dr. Chen first introduced the fruit and veggie rinse, that was what he was looking for. That was what he was trying to create because he said that everything that you use to cleanse and stuff and in the lab and such, that they needed something that wouldn't be poisonous or contaminate their lab stuff and the machinery. So just makes me kind of wonder what everybody else uses, because we have veggie rinse and it's safe enough that you can drink it. It's not going to hurt you. It tastes really nasty, but it won't hurt you. And so I just think that's a really interesting point. So I'm glad that Maureen shared that with us, because it does make me wonder, what are all these other companies using and it's getting into their product without them even thinking about it or knowing. Wow, thank you so much for that. And isn't that the truth? I mean, I know sometimes, we've been with Sunrider a long time. A lot of us maybe on this phone have, some might be new, but that sense of safety that we all feel with Sunrider, because they really go to the end of the world to make sure that our products are safe for all of us, because of course they feed it to their families as well. And that's why we're always have been so surprised whenever we've been to the manufacturing plant that it is so clean. And I know Richard has a story about that too. I'm going to bring Richard on in a second. That somebody that was actually in the manufacturing plant with us was so amazed by that. So does anyone else have anything else that they want to say about the sunscreen that Maureen was talking about? Okay, so I think Richard, why don't you come on? And just that story, it just came to mind when they were talking about the chemicals being in the manufacturing.
Right. I remember walking through on the tours and seeing bottles on tops of the machines of the Sun Smile cleaning product that they would use for cleaning and for the vegetable rinse, where they would spray for disinfecting. It was just amazing when you have to come up with your own products to keep your facility safe. And like we just said, Dr. Chen did exactly that. But on one of the tours, we finished, and one of the women that were on a tour with us was a head nurse in an operating room. And she said, well, I love the tour, and I've got good news and bad news. I was thinking, like, oh my God, what's wrong here? He said, well, first, I'll give you the good news. He goes, this is the cleanest facility I've ever been in. And now here's the bad news. It's cleaner than our operating room at the hospital. So, needless to say, if I ever need an operation, I'm not going to a hospital. I will go over to Dr. Chen and say, hey, can I borrow one of your manufacturing facilities to, be operating on, because they're the cleanest on the planet. But yeah, it was interesting, because you walk through and you have on the little cap and the jacket and the little booties, and you come out and they're worn, from walking on the pavement and all this, but they're clean. And that just amazes us because the way they constructed the facility, the floor rolls up at the corner where it meets the wall. That's actually the floor, so that no dirt or any kind of bacteria could get stuck in a seam where the wall meets the floor. And that's very unique. People just don't build that way. They put in a floor, they put up a wall, and where this meets that, there's a thing, whether they caulk it or, grout it or whatever, but not Sunrider. Sunrider goes that extra mile to make sure that their facilities are clean. Therefore, their products are that much cleaner. And I'm just thrilled to know that I can open up any Sunrider product and it's going to be safe and it's going to be effective and it's going to do what it says it's going to do. What else do you want me to talk about?
So, what product were you going to share tonight?
Well, I was going to share the sun milk very briefly because this is also what I could, use for protection down here. And again, talking about unwanted chemicals, there are a lot of countries, and even down here in Florida, in the Florida Keys, you're not allowed to use certain sunscreens because of the harmful chemicals that are in them. But you can use our sun milk. And I'm out in the sun all the time down here. And I use sun milk all the time. And, I'm confident that I'm protecting myself with something that when it's absorbed, it's not going to hurt me. And that's also protecting me from the harmful rays of the sun. So that's my quick blurb on the sun milk. The other product I wanted to talk about was the MetaBalance 44. And the way Sunrider puts it goes, balanced nutrition just got easier. Our robust blend of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidant-rich foods provides 80% of the recommended daily dose of vitamin C and 35% of both vitamin A and iron. The MetaBalance 44 soft gels are even formulated to help your body maximize absorption during digestion. And this is a key with every Sunrider product. They are 100% absorbable by the body. And what makes it so is the fact that every formula is made with natural, powerful eco-foods. Now, in the case of the MetaBalance, it's pollen, wheat germ oil, rice bran, and beetroot powder. And the reason they do it this way, again, for everything is so the body will recognize the ingredients as nourishment and absorb their highly beneficial nutrients. I remember years ago, we were doing a presentation, and I laid out a bunch of, pills, or whatever you want to call them. And I said, can anybody tell me which one is this, and which is this, and which is that? Nobody could identify them. And then I put some fruit out, and I said, can anybody tell me which one is the banana, and which one is the apple? And of course, everybody could tell me. And I saw your body is the same way. If your body cannot identify what you're putting into it, it first has to break it down, figure out what the chemical compound is, because these are now chemicals, okay, and decide whether or not it's going to use it. With Sunrider, you put it in your body, it goes, oh, and it takes it in. It's just an amazing product to help give you that nourishment that you need. I take it every day. I love it along with all my other Sunrider products. And the bottom line is, I feel good. That's all there is to it. Question, comment? Okay.
Okay.
Was I on mute the whole time?
No. I'm just waiting sometimes people I know are on mute and they want to speak and they forgot to take themselves off. Does anyone have Well, I agree with you. Metabalance is fantastic, and I know most people they talk about having a multivitamin, but do you really have a whole food multivitamin that has the correct proportions of everything and gets absorbed easily into the body? That's the question that we have to ask ourselves sometimes if we're looking at that a specific product and you're looking somewhere else for it. Those are the questions to ask. And I think that, again, because Metabalance and a multivitamin is great for an overall balance and it helps support us on a daily basis, that this is fantastic. And I think somebody, I don't know, when we shared this product in the past, somebody had said that they used it actually for their prenatal vitamin, that their doctor thought it was a fantastic multivitamin and gave the okay to use that. So anyone else have anything else they want to share about this Metabalance?
Marley, this is Margie.
Yes, Margie. Hi, hon. Hi, Judy.
My girls were taking, they were going, oh, Costco has this hair bone and something multivitamin, right? It just advertises it as hair. I looked at the label, and our Metabalance had everything in it, but I'm sure it's way better quality and way better. So it's just interesting that, you know, they're looking at these other things that it can do, but our Metabalance has behavioral and hair growth and all of these other things. And if people are out there spending all this money on, you know, inferior products because they just label them that, you know. And it's really interesting to see when you look at the labels that, and of course ours is a whole food formula, plus it's got all the better quality ingredients and they're not isolates and all that stuff. So it's just kind of interesting to me because, you know, my girl, oh, I need to grow my hair or whatever. It's pretty cool. And it is, but theirs was, I think it was even more money, and it wasn't even as good. So that's what.
Wow. Oh, thank you, Margie. And you're right. Price doesn't always mean something if it's inferior, but we know that ours definitely is worthy of the investment because, like you said, it's first of all it's all food, and the second part is that our products are concentrated, so that means you're getting even a greater benefit than you would with anything else that's on the market. And the fact that we know it's safe, I mean, what could be better? So thank you, Margie, for that. Anyone else?
Hi, this is Judy in Arizona. I just wanted to mention that years ago I had a customer that just wouldn't be without Metabalance 44 because she said it was the only multivitamin she could ever tell a difference when she took it. And, you know, I've always been a fan of it, but to hear somebody else say that wasn't taking other things or, you know, and if she ran out and tried something else, you know, I'd call back and say, here I am again. I got it.
I love that.
Yeah, it works.
I love that, and that's the truth. Sometimes we don't know how good we had something until we run out of it, and then we go, "Oh, wait a minute! That really does make a difference." Oh, that is great. I love that. Thank you. What was your name? Who just spoke?
This is Judy in Arizona.
Oh, Judy. Okay, great, Judy. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is really. Yes, this is such a fantastic product, the Metabalance. Some people that they just start off with Metabalance and can see such a difference. And it does, it gives you a sense of energy, but it's also a sense of calm. So, great product. So I think I'm going to move on to our last product for this evening, something I would like to share, which is our vitamin D3. And just a fantastic product again. And it's interesting, my own personal story is that when several years ago, before actually Sunrider came out with the vitamin D, had some blood work done, and I had a D3 as part of the test, and I was low in it. And I was quite surprised because usually we hear, well, if you're out in the sun, and we live in Florida, and I walk every single day out in the sun, you wouldn't even think that you would have a deficiency in that. So I was a little bit surprised to hear that. So as a reminder to everyone, even if you do think you get enough sun, it's a good test to have taken just to see. And here's some of the symptoms you might have if you have a vitamin D deficiency. So it would be fatigue or tiredness, bone pain, joint pain, muscle pain, sour mood, low energy, more frequent illness, anxiety, irritability, weight gain, or hair loss. And those symptoms, of course, could be many things, but it's just something to consider. If you have any of those symptoms, you might want to have your D checked. So who is at risk for vitamin D deficiency in general? So in general, sunlight is one of the ways, as I mentioned, we do get vitamin D into our bodies naturally. So people who obviously spend a lot of their time indoors, such as older individuals or those who might live in a facility like a nursing home, are really at increased risk for low vitamin D. People with darker skin or those with light skin who minimize exposure to sunlight are also at risk. Certain medical conditions can also increase the likelihood of vitamin D deficiency. Those with GI tract diseases like celiac disease, and those who have had other kinds of surgeries and more likely to have deficiency. And also those who have chronic kidney and liver disease are also at higher risk. So those are some of the reasons you might be considering, why would I need vitamin D3? So of course, again, where are you going to look for the best that you can get? That's the food grade, and that's with Sunrider's vitamin D3. And you can get that in 1,000 or 5,000. I'm trying to find the word that I'm looking for. Who can give me that word? IU, that's the word I'm looking for, IU. Okay, so anyway, this, our vitamin D3, it supports strong bones and teeth, supports calcium absorption, helps maintain healthy levels of phosphorus. It supports our healthy immune and nervous system function. It also can help improve mood, and it replicates the benefits of vitamin D3 derived from the sunshine. So again, as Melina was speaking earlier about the E's helping with our nervous system, the D3 can also support our nervous system and also support our immune system. So some of the ingredients, the highlights for our vitamin D3 is safflower oil. And as Sunrider states on their fact sheet, this plant oil is a rich source of unsaturated fatty acids, including unsaturated and unsaturated fats. These fatty acids help the body to absorb fat-soluble vitamins such as vitamin D. It also has vitamin E in it, which protects against potentially damaging free radicals and, as I mentioned, supports a healthy immune system. So who needs, and this is what Sunrider is asking the question on their fact sheet, who needs these supplements? And the vitamin D deficiency is a global health problem. It's estimated 1 billion people suffer from serious vitamin D deficiency, while up to half of the global population doesn't have adequate levels of vitamin D. And especially those limited to sunshine, malabsorption, dietary habits, busy lifestyle can all contribute to the inadequate vitamin D levels. So for me, that vitamin D, as soon as Sunrider came out with that, I started taking that immediately and then had blood work done again, and it definitely went up to a proper level. So I highly recommend our vitamin D for everyone, really. I think it's a great product and actually will support everybody. And so you can get that in, as I mentioned, 1,000 or 5,000, and it will be something that's going to benefit, especially also if you need some help absorbing your calcium. So especially as we get older or younger, children that need some help with calcium for strong bones and teeth, this is going to definitely help us. So anyone have anything they would like to share about our vitamin D3?
Marlene, it's Margie again. Sorry to monopolize, but I'm a redhead. I'm outside all the time playing either tennis or pickleball or whatever. But I went in with the same thing. My blood was great, something that I was a little because I gathered my body in sun milk. So it just shows that those Sunrider sunscreen work. But I had, by supplementing though, my blood work, but totally normal again. That I was grateful for the vitamin D as well.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you so much. That supports. That's what I was thinking too. I'm saying I'm out in the sun all the time, and it seemed odd to me, but I'm glad that we have this to support us. So thank you, Marcy.
I have a friend who had chronically low vitamin D levels. I believe it was in the 20s or maybe below the 20s. And for years, every year, she'd go in, her doctor would say, you need more vitamin D. She might buy supplements that they have, or she tried all kinds of supplements and could not get her vitamin D level up. And when she tried the Sunrider, she got her vitamin D level up, and I don't think she took more than one bottle. Like it happened fairly quickly. And it went up into the 80s, I believe. So that was one jump, and we're not able to, get it up. So it just goes to show you that it's not what you pay for eat, it's what you absorb.
Exactly. Oh, thank you for reminding us about that again. That is absolutely true. Because people can take all kinds of things that are on the market, but if the body is not absorbing it, then you really just, not only you're not getting the results that you want, you're basically throwing your money away if you're not even getting what you need from it. Doesn't matter what the price is. So thank you so much for that. I also just wanted to add a couple of other benefits to vitamin D that I had read about, not necessarily on the fact sheet, but it helps to reduce inflammation and it improves heart function. So another great few benefits that you might not have thought of to be able to receive with our vitamin D3. Anyone else have anything they want to share? Marlene, this is Roberta again. Yes,
I just wanted to let y'all know that vitamin D really isn't a vitamin when it gets inside our body. It actually acts as a hormone. And another good thing is if you have trouble sleeping, take your vitamin D at night. It works every time.
Oh, Roberta, thank you so much. I love what you just said. So I'm just going to repeat that so I understand it too. So when it gets into your body, it's not actually a vitamin. It becomes like a hormone. Is that what you're saying? I want to just make sure I'm saying that correctly.
It acts as a hormone in our body.
Acts as a hormone.
So it really is a vitamin. No.
Wow. Okay, see, when people speak up, we all learn something new. So thank you, Roberta. Oh, appreciate that. Anyone else? Yes. Okay, so I just want to review the products that we spoke about tonight. Melina spoke about ease for calmness. Maureen spoke about our special sunscreen for our face, SPF 30. And Richard spoke about the sunscreen Sun Milk and Meta Balance. And I shared about the vitamin D3. So those are some of our favorite products for now, and those are available if you want to get on and order those. And I just want to tell everyone how much I appreciate you all coming on to these calls and really giving your testimonies, your knowledge, experiences, and how we can support each other. And, you know, it just makes us feel so grateful that we actually have all of you in our life and in our circle, our community, to share what we all love about Sunrider. And, you know, we always say we started with Sunrider over 30 years ago because of what it has done for us. And for those of you who may not know, I was actually introduced to Sunrider from Dr. Dees. She's my cousin, and we just happened to be at a family event, and she shared it, and I got very excited about what she was sharing. I never heard anything about that kind of holistic living, and especially the philosophy of regeneration, which was so new to me, that if you feed your body, you have the right combination of concentrated whole foods, then the body actually has the ability to achieve optimal health. And I thought, wow, this is something that we can actually be proactive about in our own sense of well-being by being able to use these products to help our body do what it's meant to do. So that's very exciting to me, and it has been for all these years. And I would say I'm here. I was here yesterday. I'll be here today, and I'll be here forever, because I can't imagine my life without my Sunrider products, my Sunrider family, our Sunrider business. It's just such a fantastic way of living, and part of our holistic way of living. So I just want to remind everyone right after this call, actually at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern, is the Rising Star Zoom call, and that is a fantastic team that we belong to, very supportive, and we all learn from each other. So that'll be next. No other Sunrider call this evening, but please keep checking your calendars, your emails, the Facebook, see what else Sunrider has to offer. They are offering so much in education, whether it's product or business. And also, whoever invited you this evening, please check with them and see how they can help you with your own health and wellness. And thank you so much again, everyone, for coming. I want to thank Maureen, Melina, for sharing, Richard, Sandy, Mark, Roberta, Margie, Judy. I probably left a few out. I apologize. But so many of you jumped on this evening, and so appreciated. So have a fantastic week, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now. Thanks, bye. Thank you. Bye.